Hey up. I think I'm live. Give us a wave if I'm on the screen. Let me know. Well, another big list here. Morning everyone. Kraken Modular, Grace, Jesper, Alka, who's Kraken Modular, Davi, Wags, Freddie. Good to see you, Freddie. Just want to check out my VCA DSR, no doubt. Biscuit, morning Biscuit, Marky, Pseudo, Wux, Mr. Wabbit, Jason, morning Jason. I thought I'd take a leaf out of your book this morning. I've gone a bit long with me jam, not as long as you like, but I'm working on it. Nick, morning Nick, Peter Coit. I watched your live set yesterday while working, and that was ace. Really enjoyed that. Oh, maybe Steve could get a link, but or Craig, but yeah. Coastal Electronauts. What a great night that was on Thursday, and then again when I watched the replay on Friday morning. So yeah, that's Peter. Morning Viral. Viral was going through his record collection. He's been in the dollar bin, getting all these cheap vinyls from the yesteryears. Quite interesting stuff has to be said. James Prometheus, Jern. I've still not practiced again. Apologies, mate. Apologies. Crow Garden, Mike, Homegrown, Steve, Martin Greenwood, Guns Any Guns. So, some questions already. What's the unit between the Beatstep Pro and the Brute? Oh, you mean this thing here? This is a so that's for Jesper. This is just a mixer. It's a modular mixer. I could have got something a lot cheaper, probably half the price, with more features like EQ and stuff, but I wanted something to fit in a particular space, so I went for the modular version. Dope Fizz, it's the A138P, of which there are two of, which are connected together around the back with the A138O. So yeah, modular mixer. And then in the same box I've got me disting in granular mode. And then one from oh, morning Tom. Sorry mate, nearly missed you. Just call me Jay. Yeah, okay Jay, that's a good one. But you know what, that's a cop out, so no, I'm gonna work on that. Yeah, I'll get Craig and Steve to mither me over the coming week to make sure I'm pronouncing your name correctly. Hey up Grace. So a question from Martin Greenwood. Morning Martin. What is your best productive time? I would say around about now really, although it might not sound like it. I don't know, it's as I get later into the evening, so you know, past 8 o'clock, I'll lose the what's the word for it, the motivation. I just get a bit tired, so I'm a bit of a morning person. I'm an early morning person, so yeah, I'll probably get up about 7 o'clock and I can pretty much start going right then if I didn't have all the other stuff to do. But yeah, Jason W, morning Jason. Chris Kenrick, morning Chris. Chris does some great BST and plugin reviews on his channel. We know each other from the Reaper, unofficial Reaper forum, Discord should I say. Hi Domin. Oh, Da Vinci Girl's here, right? Okay, yeah, Miss Da Vinci Girl. Okie dokie. So, I might do some recording today actually. Let's put the wobbly camera on for a bit because I need to. There are some differences, it has to be said, this morning. I've been productive in the studio, but not music-wise. See if you can spot the difference. Morning, Graham Bass Bus. So, I guess one of the differences. So you can see that there. That's I've put span in an inset, so you can see span all the time now. So, oops, it's down here somewhere. Oops. I'll get it eventually. I should have just gone there, shouldn't I? It's no. Now it's there. I can point to it easy on the other camera. Morning, James. James is working this morning. Oh, Graves. Morning, Graves. That's Ryan. I said you're early this morning. Plasma ball, yeah. No, it's the plasma ball's just the plasma ball, to be honest. So I've got to say to Ryan, how's your new PC going, mate? I'm just currently going through a process of sorting out one for Val and one for myself. So just deliberating about whether to get an air cooler or a liquid cooler for the CPU, and it's just doing my head in. So, I'm sorry about this, but yeah, I'm still on the same patch. Last weekend I did 9 hours of work, unpaid. I must be mad. So that completely stifled any further development on this thing. I think what I was going to try and do this morning, actually, if you don't mind, I was going to, because I've got a filter left here. Actually, while Freddie's here, you're still here, Freddie. Let's turn down my sequences to Nova, to a more busier sequence. Let's turn down Mavis and bring up Metropolis sequence. So the Metropolis sequence, I'm using gate into the voltage controlled ADSR Dolphus. It's the A141-2, and I don't use it as I don't use it to its fullest extent. I have to say I'm pretty lazy with these sort of things. So yeah, the West Pest. Yeah, it's. I mean, I'm using it. I'm just using the fold out. If I use the fold out, basically what's happened, I think what's gone wrong is the dynamics controller section. Something's out of tune there, isn't it? But you know what? I'm gonna be naughty and leave it. So yeah, the West Pest isn't what it used to be, unfortunately. Yeah, disappointed about that. And it's I did have the option of sending it back, but I didn't want to send it back. I didn't want to leave it out of my sight. So I just thought I'd try and work with it, and then afterwards I regretted not sending it back. For fixing, they wouldn't return. They weren't going to replace it. So I'd only had it a couple of months, and they refused to replace it. I sent them an email, and they said, "No, we'll send you a or we'll speak to the people that you got it from." I got it from Scan. Well, my lads bought it. My boys bought it me from Scan, and they just sent me a return to base for fixing thing. So yeah. Oh well, it is what it is, I guess. Oh yeah, so yeah, voltage controlled ADSR. Let's turn some of these drones down as well, so we can hear this thing going ahead. So I don't know whether you can hear it, but there's I'm using CV control on the delay time, and so which LFO am I using for that as well? Oh, that's easy to trace. I'm actually using the Pico envelope generator, which doubles up as a pretty basic LFO. I turn that up. So you can hear now it does tight decays and then a longer decay. So I should probably leave it up there actually, so I quite like the sound of that. Morning Kent, thanks for tuning in. Oh, Barkville. Morning, Barkville. Inhibited as well. I am inhibited. Alright, just noticed it. Sorry, back channel. So I'd hold on. I can't type and talk at the same time. Let's turn the camera off for a bit. So yeah, yeah, the as usual, Steve and Craig are feeding me information on the on Discord about who's joining. So I've missed loads here. Jason, well, who have I missed? Ensgrave. Sorry, Ensgrave. Said hello to Sudo. Jason Crouch. Hey, Jason. Barkful, who I've seen. Kent Spong. Hi, Kent. Inhibited. Oh. Yeah, so I've got those now, Craig. Thanks, mate. Thanks a lot for bolding them. So anything that I've missed, that the guys think I've missed, they stick the text in bold so it stands out. So yeah, I think I'm up to speed now, everybody. Sorry about that. I think what it was, I'd scrolled up a little bit in the Discord chat. Then what happens then is the chat stays where it is. So they're jumping down to the next post. So what I should really do in the future is make sure that I've scrolled right down to the bottom of the messages. So anyway, there you go. So Mr. Wabbit's got a question. Whatever is doing that bass, I want it. Yeah, it's me. It's a dream machine again. I just love my dream machines. Conrad Gibbons, morning to you. So yeah, to answer, well, I'll get this sequence out of the way. So that's basically, for me, it's producing a much more interesting pluck sequence from the Metropolis setup. Yeah, there you go. Let's take that down. So the bass, right? The bass. So everything is pretty much off. Let's turn off. Elements. Oh, you're in Brighton, Bartful. Nice one. We passed through Brighton just before COVID, I think. We'd been to Broadstairs in Kent. What a lovely place. Broadstairs was. Yeah. So if you're ever around the far east coast, down south, pay a visit to Broadstairs. Dream Machine. Let's take that wind down a bit as well. I'll take that sequence right down so it's just the bass. And so now that I've got that inset down there, I'm getting used to it now. I'm looking at it where it is on my keyboard, and I'm pointing to the keyboard. So I've put an inset there of span, so you can see all my frequencies going mad. So that is just the bass at the moment. Morning, Wilfred. Morning to you. Oh yeah, well, you know something, yeah. I wonder why we didn't go to Whitstable at the time. I don't know, we were kind of, we'd gone across to the top of, is it, oh God, what's it called now? Just the top of Kent, and then we drove back down that far east coast. We stopped a couple of nights in Broadstairs. We're in the motorhome, so we stopped a couple of nights at Broadhurst, and then we carried on going round. So I ended up at Brighton and Hastings and all that sort of stuff around there. It's yeah, it was an interesting little journey. Oh, Chris. Okay, so just seeing Chris Kenrick there mention OBS. Now, I come across a video this morning as I was having my breakfast. Just catching up with some stuff on the interwebs, and there's this guy praising this new piece of software for streaming called Meld. I think it's Meld Studio. I will do, mate. I will do, Steve. Absolutely, no doubt about that at all. So, what's up with? Oh yeah, cat. Yeah. So, oh my goodness. Yeah, Biscuit lost his cat. That's very bad news. But what was I saying? Bass. Let's get back to this bass. I can't remember what I was saying now. Dream Machine. It's wavetable basically. So you don't need the Dream Machine for doing this sort of stuff, I don't think. So, Mr. Wabbit, I'm guessing you must have some kind of wavetable device amongst. Does the Mini Freak and the Micro Freak do wavetable? I'm not sure. I think it does. Yeah. So I'll explain. So no, there's no filtering effect. So It's just pure wavetable. So you design your wavetable so that it has these. So like you can, if you look at the inset, you can see how the bass peak is there pretty much all the time. But then as it scans the wavetable position, so it goes backwards and forwards, you know, start to end, and every now and then other frequencies come in, more powerful, and then they disappear, just purely because it's scanning the wavetable. I should really do one of my how I drone videos. I am planning to do that. So how I drone with wavetables, because I know it's crazy really. I mean, I've neglected wavetables for so long, and then when the Disting EX came out and I bought the Disting EX, and eventually OS added A, the Dream Machine, and B, something called the Poly Wavetable, and it'll play multiple notes, obviously, Poly Wavetable synth. So that got me up on wavetables. And don't get me wrong, I mean, yeah, I love my analog stuff without a doubt, or me sort of like East Coast synthesis. I really do like my East Coast synthesis, but I'm kind of really in love now with wavetable stuff, and I'll put on NT now. This is the NT Dream Machine. In fact, in the NT at the minute there are 4 Dream Machines going. So let me turn that on, and all I'm using PAMs for are switches. So I don't know whether you can see that very well. Let's try the other camera. Not quite, the angle's not that. Oh, you might be able to actually. Oh, there you go. So you can just by my fingers, like a green light came on. So I've got PAMs, channels 5, 6, 7 and 8, so that they're pulse well, they're a square LFO, okay, but with a pulse, a very short pulse, so it has the effect of just being able to turn on parts of the wave, you know, each of the different wavetables or Dream Machines in the Disting NT. So for me, it's drone city. I never need to do another analog drone again, but that's I just love my analog drones, to be honest. So yeah. Jay, I'm just seeing your comment there. Aren't you droning now? I am droning, yeah. Going on and on and on. No. So to answer Inhibited's, good to see you back actually, by the way. But yeah, I would like the Vic, if that's what you call it. I would definitely like one, but it's just a matter of space really, and also, you know, it's not cheap, and I would need to sacrifice some other modules to be able to fit it in my case. So as much as I would love Vic, and also there's another one called it's not a module, it's I think you can put it in your rack, but it's a standalone device called Audrey 2 it is. That's like a feedback machine. That's interesting as well. So many great devices out there for doing this sort of stuff now. I mean, for a so-called niche genre, more people like it than you think, and more people like playing with it than you think. I mean, like the Stylophone DS2. It's just it's drone mad lately. Fantastic. Yo, Hydrosynth as well. Yeah, you got the Hydra, haven't you? Rabbit. Oh, you're up here's an emotion. A long time no see, Anna. Welcome back. So, okay, now then, I need to. I was going to do some recording today. What time are we on? My half an hour's passed. You've kept me chatting. I've not even got my guitar out yet. Let me just mute my mic. So I'm going to mute my mic. I'll just mute my mic to save me crackling your speakers to death. So, Can I just give you one more tip? I mean, you've heard me say this before, so tell me to shut up if I'm repeating myself. Yeah, so while you've mentioned that sequence, Martin, thanks. I mean, what I started doing about 3 years ago now, at least 2 years ago anyway. So to get this sequence, it's just a simple, I've got a clock out of the BeatStep Pro going into Metropolis so that my sequences are linked. So I'm using the BeatStep Pro as my overall sort of like tempo controller. But at the moment, all you're really hearing is the straight notes being played. So the filter that it's going through, I'm using this Ivo filter here. There is no CV going from Metropolis, so the actual gate out from Metropolis is empty. So what I do instead is I use another gate source, and in this instance it's which one is it now? If I turn up, right, let's go down to a not quite so busy sequence. Is that one there? So if I now turn up this attenuator here, it's that one there. So so what you can see now is the actual gate pattern for the Metropolis sequence. So you can hear the sequence it's just an 8-note sequence, 8th notes, but the gates are 16th notes and not necessarily on the 8th note beat. So I think it just, for me, it makes the sequence a bit more interesting, and it's going through the digital delay down here, the DD8, so that gives it the ping pong delay. Oh, cheers, Jason. Safe journey. Just seeing his message there. So, yeah. It's kind of playing itself, isn't it? Okay, should we hit record or what? Oh, morning, Neil. Just about to do a mic off thing. Inhibited's gone mad. Is the cat on the keyboard? Right, okay. Let's go back to no sequence. Let's turn all this lot down. Let's put wobbly camera on. Just deliberating where to start. Yeah, cat spam. Thought as much. Things I've got to remember to do while I'm doing this thing, and it's just, this is where it just gets a bit, I don't know. There are certainly easier ways of making music, let's put it that way, but this is part of the fun, isn't it, I guess. So there's so many things I've got to remember to do. I've got to remember to turn the roti polar up, which allows me to have it makes the Mavis sequence a little bit more interesting by adjusting the cutoff frequency over time. So it just has the effect of bringing the sequence in and out. So let's turn off the. I just turned Pam's off to turn off the wavetable, and I think we're nearly there, aren't we? Let's turn that wavetable off. you know what I need to do? I need to sort out how to map turning the Dream Machine off via CV. There must be a way of doing it. I know there is. I'm just so lazy. So you're right. You're all right then. Just do you want to belt up, and I'll do a perf. A mic off thing. Oh God, I'm getting nervous. Why? First thing I'm going to do actually as well, I'm going to turn off. I can do all this from me, so I can control Reaper via my Stream Deck, which is quite nifty. So I can set record going from there. So I'll turn the mic off. I'll hit record, and I'll see where this takes us. So you enjoy. I'm missing all the chat. Yeah, I was looking at that video this morning. No, last night it was, Mr. Wabbit. Yeah, the multi-grain looks interesting. You're right, Craig. Let's do this mic off. So, Wobbly camera's going. Just got to hit the mic off, then hit record. Catch you later. Don't know how long. Could be half an hour. Could be 10 minutes. I suppose the question would be, well, okay, now, so get this right. Normally, when I'm doing this type of recording, a live recording, if I drop a massive ghoulie, to coin a term, I stop the recording, delete everything, and start again. So I don't know. Should we see how that goes? I don't want to sort of spoil your enjoyment by keep stopping and starting, but we'll see how it goes, I guess, and hopefully there'll be no jazz notes and there'll be no dropped ghoulies, and it'll be a keeper. So stop it. Mic off. having that. That's a jazz note too far, I'm sorry. Delete all. Go on, go away. I'm really sorry about that, peeps. Do you know what? There was that other one earlier on, but I can't take that one as well. That was just too much. Too much, too much, too much. Welcome to my studio, peeps. It's going well there. I can say hello to some guys anyway, some new peeps, so let's turn these off. Do you know what? I've had worse. Let's turn that off. Very sorry, very sorry. It might. I tell you what, if it does that, if I do that again, I'll carry on going, and I won't. But I'll just scrap the recording at the end. This is going to be. I've done this loads of times, but this is just proving too hard. Spaces, morning spaces. Oh, Peter Coit, do you record everything separate, or just right separately? So. I have tried stereo recordings and it just doesn't work for me. I need the ability to be able to do a mix in the box after I've recorded all the tracks. So if I go to Reaper, so I'm not doorless. I can't call myself doorless because, as you can see, I'm using Reaper. But I have a total there of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 tracks. Some of them are mixed together before they hit Reaper. So, for instance, I've got my submixer here. So they all go out to a one stereo mix. So I've got a stereo out here and that goes to a stereo. If I go back to Reaper, it's there's a track called Mod Mix, so that's my modular mix, and then the one next to it, Mod FX, is basically the stereo output from the disting granulator. So I've if I don't mix something right in here, that's it. So let's go back to my camera. Yeah, if I don't mix something right in here, then there's nothing I can do about it. That is a stereo recording of a number of different things. So the things I've got through here is I've got the analog drone. Do you know what? I might have to tune that as well. That was something else that was buggy in that recording. Then there was some stuff out of tune. So there's that in the mix. I've got West Pest in the submixer. That'll come around in a minute. I've also got the poly wavetable in the mixer. So that's that. And then I've got elements in the mixer as well. So it's quite a lot. It's quite a lot to balance out. So I've just got to make sure that I get it right. And then let's go back to Reaper. The next track, while you've asked Peter, I might as well go through it all. So the next track is called Bass, and that is purely, as it says, that's the Dream Machine. So I can mix and EQ the bass drone basically on its own. I just felt that needed its own track. And then next I've got a track called Sequence Delay. So this is another submix basically. So I've got I've got a Dover 138 mixer. It's the linear one, so it's the 138A. And one could argue I should be using the exponential actually, but there you go. I missed that. So the output from that mixer goes into the DD8 delay pedal. Just a mono input, stereo output, and so that's a stereo input into Reaper. So that's the sequence delay. Oh, and sorry, yeah, and then going into that submix, I've got just two items actually. So it's Mavis, it's the Mavis sequence, and it's the Metropolis sequence. So again, if I don't mix them right, then that's it. I can't fix that in the box. And then going back to Reaper, Dream is simply the NT. So the NT, I've got a stereo out from NT that goes into the Dream track. That's followed by so simple ones now. So there's the OB12, JP8000, and the Mini Brute. And then the Novation Nova, I've got that in multi-timbral mode, and so basically I'm using two tracks, but because I've got a stereo delay on the Nova, I'm using a stereo output from the Novation Nova into Reaper, and then last of all is the guitar. So I think that just about covers it, doesn't it? Really? Am I missing anything? AJ MGD. So do I just call you AJ? Morning to you. Itinerant Ghost, that's Javier. Morning, Javier. Thanks for tuning in. Drumming Up Disaster. Oh, God. Brain fade. I got your name wrong last time, and I don't think I've written it down, so I can't remember your name again. Sorry, mate. Halcyonic Keiju. Hello there. Coastal Electronaut. So that's, I'm assuming that's yeah. So that's Peter Coit. Doom. Morning, Doom. Good to see you. So, question from Ginzinigons. What's the audio interface to get all these into the door? Dan, yeah, sorry, Dan. You know what? I said to myself last time, I'll remember that because it's D for Dan, D for Drumming Up Disaster. And I forgot. There you go. So, hold on. So what's the audio interface to get all these into the door? I've got two octacaptures. In fact, I can probably see. Let's just see if I can faff around with this camera here. You know, the inset there. If I twist that down, so that's the rest of my rack. So in that, got it. In that inset there, that has the Nova in it. So just below the Nova, I have two octacapture units, Roland octacapture. You can link them via SPDIF, and it just behaves like I think it's an 18 input mixer. The display right at the bottom, that's my MPX 500 that I use for my reverb. So hardware reverb, but the only software I'm using in Reaper really is a bit of EQ and a bit of limiting. But when I'm mixing, I don't limit. So that's the interface question out the way. So Grace is asking, in terms of what is doorless, I would ask, does your ability to make your music end? If you switch off Reaper, does it just record the music you make? If so, would you say it is doorless? No, I'm very mindful of the you know, there's a great crew out there that are quite strict about being doorless, being no door. So they record I mean, so for instance, Caught in Joy, Carol, he records into a tape recorder, for goodness sake. I don't know what happens there after that, but he records into a tape recorder, a TIAC. Presumably it's a multi-track, big reel-to-reel thing. Other people will use, so like I know Mr. Wabbit uses the Zoom L6 because you can record to micro SD card. So although I'm only using my DAW as a recording device, I could say that I'm doorless because I'm doing everything from here. So when I'm doing all this, I set my DAW up, my DAW Reaper. I set it up for the stream. I've got a separate output from the from Reaper into the back of my computer for OBS. So in some ways I am doorless, but because there's a DAW there, I can't 100% say that I'm doorless. And because again, after the fact, I want to try and polish it up a little bit. Not much. I'm not going to great lengths to fix stuff. So, I mean, I don't do overdubs, and I don't do underdubs either. I've just made that up. So an underdub is where you make a mistake. So like I dropped a jazz note with my guitar. So an underdub, new word, an underdub would be taking that jazz note out or taking a phrase out to remove that jazz note. So what I like to do is capture the live performance as it happens, and then in Reaper I then EQ it, balance the mix a little bit better if possible. So that's a bit of a long one, that. Sorry, Grace. What have I missed? Lots of stuff being in the chat. I don't know quite what's going on. I record onto my mixer or into laptop. If I had a tape machine, I wouldn't necessarily always use it. Yeah, yeah. I think don't get me wrong, and it's only the same. While I'm talking about this stuff, I might as well cover this as well. Software, using software is a lot easier than this. But as many people will say, there is something a little bit about the hands-on nature of trying to get me sequence back to 0 here, but anyway, it's not working, is it? Let me just oh, that's right, yeah, what a plonker. So just excuse me. Anyway, so as Jason says, Jason Jervis, I only use I use Reaper as a recording device mainly. 2,000 plugins, yeah, well, I haven't got 2,000 plugins, but I've got hundreds, let's put it that way. I should really get rid of them, but you know, I might use them again one day. Look, what time is it? It's 11:11. Should we try another record? But so I always have live performances in mind with my synths, so don't set up recording as well as it could be. Yeah, I mean, it's it depends what you've got as well. It depends what you've got at home or wherever you're doing your recording, whether you've got a studio or whether you want to do it live at a venue. It depends what you've got to hand. So it's took me a while to get to this stage, because even when I was doing just hardware stuff in the past, I would layer it. I would literally record perhaps the drone for 10 minutes. Then I would probably record some sequence stuff for 10 minutes. And then I might play a bit, then I'd go back again and then put some guitar over that. So it really depends on you, basically. And for me right now, and I was talking to Don Tyler on the Synthera Discord about this, that there is something about the live performance that is kind of inspiring on its own. The difficulty being it's largely improvised, although for drone stuff it hardly matters that it's improvised, I guess. If you're doing more traditional stuff with chord progressions and chorus, verse, chorus type structures, then that's a lot more difficult than what I do. What I do is pretty easy in a way, even though I still get it wrong. So anyway, anything else I'm missing? I don't have any Neural DSP plugins, no. Not as far as I know anyway. No, I'm sure I haven't actually, Barkful. So are you off, Jesper? Cheers, man. Thanks for tuning in. So let's do some more. Let's do some more. I know you're enjoying your chat, but I need to try and get something recorded here. Let me move back up to me setup. I might just leave that turned up. I'm trying to cheat here because I always forget stuff. Don't know why I did that. Right, I want to leave you to your chat. I've got to hit record, as Craig just pointed out. So it's actually it's mic off, record, and then elbow. In fact, I'll just set up for me. Turn my phaser off. I need to go do EBO first, actually. So it's a slightly different setup for the EBO. Oh my goodness! Mic off. Oh, wobbly camera. Wobbly camera. Mic off. Sorry. I knew I was going to do something first, wasn't I? Because I think some of that stuff is badly out of tune. Oh, do you know what? I'm just not going to record because there's just too much to do, and I'm realising that this is just tuning stuff is so boring. I should have tuned it before, but I could have sworn it was in tune previously. So sorry about that. Cheers, Martin. I'm not going to no, I'm not going to Awakenings. I'm going to Awakenings next month. Awakenings. I'm going to see Boboss and Martin Sturzer. Yeah, this will be interesting. Anyway. No, some of this is really bugging me. Sorry about this, Peach. Studio Nightmares. You talk amongst yourselves. Oh, I should take my headphones off first. You talk amongst yourselves. I'm only shooting the analog stuff anyway. So, nearly done. Could do with doing just don't use the mini brute. Oh, Freddie asked if I did techno because Flat Eric's sat there, and no, I've never done techno. I don't even listen to it. Sorry. So, yeah. I'm sure. Can you hear me? Okay. I know my mic's down there, but you should still be able to hear me, I think. So. There you go. All tuned. Have to make sure I've got that mini bruise in the right hole. Is there a story to tell about the? Well, not really. No. Well, nothing really interesting. But I will tell. Let me just check some of these things out now. Yeah, so Flat Eric, I got him probably, I can't remember how I got him. Was it a birthday present at the time? I can't remember. Flat Eric was purchased at the same time that Oizo track came out. So that's it really. Yeah, if I doubt Martin would ever tune in here, to be honest. Okay. Well, look, there's no excuse now. I've tuned, so let's do this. What else is going along there? Someone's making a noise. Oh, yeah. I don't know why I'm being absolutely anal about the volumes and stuff, because if something's making a noise, this is the other thing about doing the recording in the box is, and you'll notice on the inset there, see that inset span, so there's little spikes coming up, although they're very, very low. I mean, they're only coming up to sort of like -60, if that. Oh, hey Fred. You're just in time for a recording, I think. I'm gonna try it again. Oh, yeah, I've seen. Oh, Lee Mitchell. I think I've seen Lee Mitchell. Hi, Lee. Mic off. Let's get a recording done, and yeah, then we can call it a day. I didn't tune my guitar, did I? But I think that's okay. It's okay. Oh. That's ready for the boat. Wobbly camera. Just making sure I'm not missing anybody. And mic off. No. I was looking. I caught that quite early, so let's. You know, it's funny really, because at some point you feel like you think, oh, why am I bothering with this? Oh goodness me. I should just stick to drones. It's much easier. Okay. Mic off. Time is it? Well, that wasn't a keeper, but I'll keep it for the time being. I don't know. I felt so. I lacked so much confidence then. I'm not enjoying the mini brute. I wasn't even enjoying my guitar today. I kept making mistakes on the guitar. Oh wait, John G's here. Hi, John G. Don, Culture of Go, Steve, Synth Seeker, Luke, hiya Luke. Ah, God, that was just... I don't know. I want to spend the next 15 minutes moaning about it, but no, I won't. It's just one of those things, I guess. I mean, I've got the recording. Whether I keep it or not, I don't know yet. Got to decide. More, please. Yeah, let's do some more. At least I'm trying. Yeah, I am trying, Don. Good to see you, John. Oh, thanks, Lee. I don't know. I just felt so. The easy way out, right, is don't play the guitar, don't play the mini brute. Just play the sequences and the drones. I'm comfortable there, but sometimes it's not about the comfort, is it? Because the guitar is lately it's a very large part of my performance. It's hard to explain. So when that doesn't go well, I feel pretty fed up about it. But, you know, like I said, it's just one of those things. Let's, I don't know, James, there was, Shake It Off, yeah. It was, yeah. Yeah, good point, Luke, yeah, thanks. And like as Steve said, I mean, it's not about comfort. Yeah, it's definitely not about comfort. Get some drone going. Let's get some bass on. Is Wux been in today? Did I say hello to Wux? I hope he's okay if he's not being in the chat. If he has been in the chat and I've said hello, then yeah, well, that was like 2 hours ago. But yeah, if he hasn't turned in, I hope he's okay, because he was saying last night that he would definitely see me for breakfast. So yeah, fingers crossed. Lost your muse. Well, can't I be your muse? Biscuit. Let's get some bass on anyway. I said for Wux, but I don't think Wux is here, so. Oh, the Wookiee is here. Sorry. Right, okay. And I probably said hello to Wux earlier, you know, but you know, I just can't. I've got the memory of a goldfish. I hope you've enjoyed my inset down there. I've learned how to point to. And then my other inset, I'll come across a bit. Inset. Can you play the end? Oh, I don't know. Is that a band or a song? Thanks, yeah. I mean, it's, you know, considering I can't hear anything above 10k as well, there's probably too much going on down there, but you know, it's not too loud. Let's go to that, and will it play? Oh, just remembered something there as well, haven't I? I need to mute all them clips. Why are they not muting? Okay. I'm saying K because that's the shortcut for muting clips on Reaper. Thanks, Graham. Yeah, I mean, well, you know, I wanted to record today. I wanted to record a finished piece, and I wanted to stick to my new found values of no overdubs, no underdubs. So yeah, that wasn't achieved today. Press play on that. That's right, got my sequence going now. Let's get some little sequences going. Very light. Let's go mad on the guitar. No, I'm not recording. The end by the doors. I can't play anything. That's not a lie. But I'm not tuned. I'm not in standard E tuning. I used to be able to play Wish You Were Here. Pink Floyd, but not sing it either. But sorry, just the guitar bits. So, but I don't. One of my regrets, in a way, is not learning to play actual songs, because you learn a lot by trying to do covers. You learn a lot about composition and playing techniques, that sort of thing. But I didn't do it, so see you later, James. Thanks for tuning in. We're nearly there. I got you there. Mission not quite accomplished, but oops a daisy, I've done it again. Yeah, mission not quite accomplished, but I hope I at least entertained you a little bit anyway. Hiya Bert, Azio Head, morning to you. And there we are, 2 hours. Yay. I did well, Biscuit, but not well enough. I'm going to give myself a right good beating later. I'm going to lie in the garden and roll in the brambles and thrash myself. Ah, dear me. Yeah, I was thinking of that, Grace, and maybe not after the stream. I've got stuff to do. Oh, thanks, Inhibited, thank you. I know it wasn't recording worthy. I'm sorry, it wasn't. Oh. And that's the doorbell. And that's a good time to say ta-ta. See you now.